Hey guys, Cage Saw here, back at you with another Thrift with Me video. It's been a while since I've done one of these because I've been doing the highway byway yard sales, highway 127 yard sales, and the Goodwill bin. So let's get started. This clip is from the longest ago, probably like almost a year ago. This horse is what I pick up. It's a really cool horse. It's huge. It's probably 5 feet long. I'll talk about in the summary what it sold for, but the reason I'm putting it in this video is because it finally sold, recently sold. So yeah, I also looked at the Wile E. Coyote. He was cool, but just wasn't worth it based on the size and the price. Both of those were around $7 or $8, I believe. So yeah, showing you a couple more things of the new stuff that they put out that day, but all I picked up was the big horse. Here is the summary. First clip is from Goodwill. This was probably like 9 or 10 months ago. When I picked up this horse, it said forever. I did get several inquiries on it. I'll cover in a second, but it did sell for $150 plus shipping. It cost like 40 something dollars to ship. I think it wasn't too far away, but you know, it had to go in a huge box. I think it was 5 feet long. Animal Alley, that's I believe a Toys R Us brand, but either way, really cool sale there. I was able to squish it into like a 28 by like 26 by 16 or something like that. I don't know. It was a huge dimension box, but luckily it didn't cost too much. I think I shipped it UPS, but yeah. As you saw, I didn't show the price in that video, but I think I probably paid less than $10, probably more like $6. I passed on the Wile E. Coyote plush because it was priced about the same and the comps were around $20. So it's not worth for me to pick up something that big. I think it also wasn't very bendable, so it's gonna be very hard to ship as well. That's why I only picked up the horse and did not pick up the Wile E. Coyote. I did get one inquiry before it sold for full price and plus shipping. Someone sent me an inquiry, would I donate it to someone who had a child that had, some kind of developmental disabilities. I was like, sorry, but this is my business. I can't donate this. Number one, it's going to cost me, $30 or $40 to ship this, which is a negative, and then I also paid for the item. So, I mean, I guess it must work in the past for them at some point, but I can't afford to just donate a horse like that, especially whenever it would cost me like $30 or $40 to ship it. Let's go on to the next clip. This is an old Goodwill find as well. The reason you can tell is the price is written on the item. Now Goodwill has the little barcodes they put on there. Also got those Wallace, I believe those are, knives. It's a set of like 6, I think, seashell pattern or something like that, close to seashell pattern. I pass on all these big items. Now that I'm doing more of that consignment sale, if it was more than one time a year, I'd pick up some of those bigger items and hold them until the sale, but those take up a lot of space in the garage, and since I like to do storage units as well, it doesn't really make sense to waste that much space in the garage. That frog, I think I actually did pick him up. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I picked him up. I passed on the Astros thing, but the frog, I might have picked that up. It hadn't sold yet, and the comps showed that it might have been sold for a lot, but I don't talk about it in the summary because I just realized that I did pick it up. I did watch the videos before I did the voiceover, but I forgot about that. Also, I forgot to mention Lightning McQueen, but I do point out some other plushies in the summary, so be on the lookout here for ones y'all might pick up. Any of the ones that look like characters to you. I don't know if you recognize any of the characters there. I recognize at least 1 or 2 of them that I just showed there. But yeah, plush are decently priced here, and I'll talk about in the summary more about that. So as y'all saw in that clip, I did pick up a couple items. That KM18 FM transmitter, new in the packaging, sold for like 20 bucks plus shipping. I do not have the comp on it anymore because it was that long ago. Like I said, a lot of these are 90 days ago that these things are filmed, and that sold pretty fast. The Wallace knives with like a seashell kind of pattern, I think those are still probably listed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they ever even actually got listed, but whenever I was going to the toys, did y'all see any plush that y'all would have picked out? I did. I'm not sure why. I think they've recently updated their plush prices, and they give them to me for pretty cheap. But I saw a Belle from Beauty and the Beast, a Chase from Paw Patrol. Did y'all see him in there? Maybe something from Doc McStuffins. A couple other things that I'm not sure if I actually picked those up or not. Obviously, I didn't show that in the clip. Usually, whenever I'm filming for Thrift with Me's, I will go and do a one over and then go back and pick up items. Usually I have at least one item in my hand. That way, I can show y'all something in case I don't find anything else, because I'm not going to film at a Thrift with Me if I don't find anything, because then it's just boring for y'all to watch. I could do like, a analysis of why I didn't pick up certain items, but I kind of do that when I'm going through it and doing the voiceover. So that's it for that clip. One item did sell. The other one might have sold, and I'm not sure about the plush. Maybe I picked them up. Maybe I didn't. I don't think we'll ever actually know the answer to that. Let's go to the next clip. These are a random thrift store find. At Goodwill one day, I just happened to see these. You can see they have the new barcode system on them, so these are somewhat newer. Fishing reels. There's about 2 in each bag. I think they were priced at around $4 or $5 for each bag, so I debated on these for a while before I did actually pick them up. Obviously, if I'm showing it in this video, then I did pick them up. I think Quantum Shimano, or all different brands maybe of fishing reels. I'll talk about in the summary more about why I don't always pick them up and why I did on this occasion. Mainly, I just wanted to learn about them, try to at least. The LSU thing, it wasn't really worth it. It's just some little foam thing they probably give out at Mardi Gras all the time, so I decided to pass on that, along with a bunch of the other LSU items. LSU, I don't like to pay up, and usually at my area, I have to pay up unless I'm getting it at a garage sale or a storage unit. Goodwill and Purple Cow and pretty much every store will up, price up stuff like that because they know that's their audience in this area. If I find, other random schools, they're usually not priced too high. Just going through the clothing, showing y'all some of the clothing here. None of it's really looking that interesting to me. Blankets, I like to look at blankets and bags. Clothes, there's just so many of them, and I don't like looking at them. That, I think, was some of the hats are up there at this Goodwill. This is the one on Burbank. I think this is the one on Burbank, if you're in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. They move their store around a lot, but yeah, that's the hard good area. On this day, I did not see anything that looked interesting to me. If you see something there, doesn't matter now because this is a long time ago. There's no way it's still going to be there. This could also be the one on Corsi, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It was one of those two. Either way, it doesn't really matter to y'all that are watching because, yeah, here's the summary. So this is a clip where I decided to go ahead and give myself kind of an education. Spend the money to make the education. I don't know much about fishing reels. I definitely don't know much about them. Still don't really know much about them. I know Shimano is a decent brand, and there's some other ones that are very high-end brands. None of these were anything great. I think I paid like $5 for each bag, so I probably spent around $15 or $20. I did sell one for around $25 to $30, so I did make money back on that. I don't have the comp because it's 90 days old or more. So yeah, I mean, it was a good pickup probably. Would I pick them up again? Probably not, because there's just so many things that can go wrong with those. I got a message from somebody saying this one is missing this piece. It was one that they didn't buy, but they saw it in the listing. I guess they saw there's a piece missing. In my opinion, that's up to the buyer to look at the pictures and determine, but yeah, I'll probably steer away from these in the future. At least, if I don't search the brand and it sells for a ton. Like I've sold some in the past at a storage unit that sold for like $70. I put parts only condition, which is, I can't remember if I did parts only or works. I think I was actually able to test them as well as you can with testing reels without having a rod. But I think all these actually did work. But I got one out of a storage unit I just sold for parts only. It still sold for like $70. So if it had been working, it probably would have sold for way more. But usually storage units is a way for me to, learn stuff about like that without having to spend money at Goodwill. Well, I'm still spending money in the storage unit, obviously. But yeah, let's go on to the next clip. This is back at the Purple Cow where I show some silverware that I found, just some knives that are still sitting right next to me actually, still not listed. And that was a cool find for $3. Jim Shore, anytime I pick up Jim Shore, I'm going to pick it up. Anytime I see it, I mean, usually I don't see it very often. I also saw the little crack there. I did actually see that. Usually I'm not good at inspecting, but that I did inspect it. I saw it, and I still picked it up because it was still in sound shape. And the one I saw that it also sold online had the same little crack in it. So I don't know if it's a design flaw and it was always there in most of them, or I don't know why it was there, but it didn't look like it affected the resale price. And that one is one of the items that has already sold. Silverware is usually down here. It's where I got those little knives from. This day I didn't see more than that. Today whenever I went there was a ton of it there. I picked up one or two pieces that might be silver. I don't think they are, but I took a chance and hoping that they might be. They sounded different than the other ones. They didn't say sterling on them, but you never know until you test it. But this is a bunch of hard goods, electronics and stuff. I passed on the electronics this day. None of it looked interesting to me. The bread machine, usually I only want the little baffles in there, but yeah, here's the summary. So this is Purple Cow again. Usually whenever I see groups of silverware at Purple Cow, I pick them up. They're 15 cents each for every single piece. This was like 6 or 7 pieces of a certain knife. I think it was Oneida. It's not listed yet, so obviously it hasn't sold yet. But yeah, Oneida is a good brand to pick up if you can find it, especially if you can find like a set, where you have 8 place settings of, the knives, the forks, the spoons, the serving utensils and all that stuff. Usually there's 2 or 3 different, like there's usually a teaspoon, a regular spoon, and a dinner spoon, and then you got the dinner fork and the salad fork, or dessert fork, whatever you want to call it. And if you can get all those, they're definitely worth picking them up if you can get them for cheap enough at garage sales or anything like that. The other item I picked up was a Jim Shore, it's a pedestal basically. There was a crack in it, so it wasn't, I saw that before I bought it. I did. Usually I'm not good at looking at that, but I did see it. But it looks like it was still selling for decent. I think I sold it for like $30. Again, it's not in my history anymore because it was more than 90 days. But that sold for probably, I think 25 or 30 is what that sold for. But yeah, those are decent items to pick up. Let's go. I think this is the next one is the last sale for this video, or the last I said sale, the last thrift store for this video, I believe. I think I pick up 1 or 2 items at this one. This time in Purple Cow, I pick up 2 hats. Don't show the hat section, I just show the hats that I found. They are a Magic basketball hat, Orlando Magic. The brand is Logo Athletic. Anytime you find Logo Athletic, pick it up. Pebble Beach Golf Links, also a cool brand and fine. I debated getting the Boston Terrier mug, but my mom has enough coffee mugs already, so I decided to pass. I did actually pick up the Hello Kitty badminton set. It is not listed yet, so it's still sitting up in my one of my spare bedrooms. So I know it's worth a decent amount, but the shipping on it's not going to be fun. It's not bendable, obviously. It's badminton rackets, so I think it was badminton. So some kind of outdoor game like that. Not positive, but I think it was. But yeah, I'll talk about it in the summary in a second. What has sold so far. I don't know if any of those items actually have sold. I can't remember for sure. But I'll talk about it in the summary and let you know. Here is the summary where I talk about the items. This is the last thrift store for this video. Pick up a really cool hat. The Magic hat was a starter, or no, Logo Athletic, I think. That's a good brand to pick up. If you find Logo Athletic, it can be worth some really good money, especially if you find very interesting patterns like the shark tooth pattern, the collision pattern. And there's a couple others as well, but they can be worth a lot of money. I've sold a Saints hat. It was diamond pattern, I believe, for like $300 something a couple years ago, if y'all remember that, if y'all saw that clip. But the Pebble Beach hat did actually sell already. Probably should have asked more for that. It was like a plaid kind of pattern. I think it sold for around $30. Again, it was more than 90 days ago, so I do not have that to show y'all, the comp to show y'all. But the Magic hat currently has three watchers and 2 views, so it's been listed for a while. I probably should go ahead and relist items like that. I probably should just sort from highest to lowest from my eBay store and relist everything that's highest. If it's been listed for more than 3 months, probably relist it and get new eyes on it or something, and then or maybe lower the price a little bit too, because obviously that hat is sitting at $99. I should just look back at the comps. If you never do that, you should. I'm bad about that. If you have watchers, like sort your most watched to your least watched, or on Mercari, I don't know if there's an option for that, but on eBay you can do that, and just look at the current prices of that item and see where your trend is. Are you way above? You're probably not way below, because you would have sold it already. You're probably way above. The comps have either changed a lot, or you just priced it high to begin with and was accepting offers. That's what I do sometimes. And yeah, you just never know there's always things you can do to try and make your item sell better. And I'm not the best about doing that, but I can tell y'all what you should be doing, because I tell myself that's what I should be doing. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment with your favorite item that I found. Mine's gonna be the horse that already sold for some pretty good money. And subscribe. Thanks for watching.